there was lots of cars being burnt out. Through my eyes, Jaywick was just bleak. Lots of burglaries. It was just not an attractive place. Well, there was nothing for the kids to do. It was hideous. And I've made a decision that the place and the people here were perhaps of the same.
Fair Share come along, and there was NACRO to help with the schools, and as I said, inclusion benches. They've taken the children off the streets, giving them something to think about, and things are slowly improving.
Obviously, over a period of time, I realised that, you know what, it ain't what it looks like and it ain't what it seems, but once you start to understand, things are different.
Fair Share money has meant that we've been able to get real stability. We've been able to be around for a long time and really build on the relationships that we have with the young people. It's enabled us to not be yet another organisation that flies into an area and disappears again. We've been able to maintain our relationships with children over the long term and build up real trust.
And they know like what problems we have and how to deal with certain people. Well, like if I'm having a fight or I've got any problems, they'll always be here to help me out. Or like they'll either sort it out or give me ways to sort it out myself.
So there's always people to talk to?
Yeah.
How do the projects help the community to make a lasting difference?
I think the most visible thing that we've done is we've really changed the atmosphere on the estates within which we work. You know, so crime and antisocial behaviour was quite high before, and now overall it feels a much safer place to be.
My name's Jordan Bateman and I'm a trainee youth worker at Inclusion Ventures. I've been coming here since I was about 8 years old. I think they've been a big help. I think without it, a lot of the kids would be in a lot more trouble than they are. And like the area as a whole, I think, understands and respects Inclusion Ventures. Well, because I've been coming here for about 9-10 years and I really enjoy it, and I just want the other kids who come here now to have the same experience as I've had. When they asked me to volunteer for them, I was really happy, so after I'd done that, when they offered me the job, I was over the moon.
When I was younger, I was about 15 years old and still at school, I thought Teen Talk was just a health shop service. Like, I think a lot of people thought that until things like us have come along and we've shown that it's not just that, it's so many other things as well, that I never really wanted to go into Teen Talk when I was younger. And then I came to hear about the youth forum they were going to set up in October 2009 and was really, really interested because I attended other youth forums such as the Young Essex Assembly and Tendring Youth Assembly for years from about the age of 14. So I wanted to get involved with that a bit more locally, and it's something I've always been really passionate about. So I did, and because I got on really well with that, the Teen Talk staff asked me to come on board as a member of staff to coordinate the forum. So the young people have had the opportunity for a lot of projects that just wouldn't have happened without the Fair Share Fund to funding Teen Talk to do that. I think it's nice to see improvements within such a short time and actually see that things are being done and that the young people's voices are being heard.
One of the community projects that I'd like to speak about, because I think it really shows how far we've come, is a project that we did a year or two ago where our young people got together for a fun run with residents from the area. And it was to raise money for a lad called Grant Bird, who at the time had a brain tumour. And I think, considering our beginnings our aims were all about antisocial behaviour, I think it shows how far we've come, that actually our young people show so much enthusiasm for raising funds for another member of the community. And I think their aspirations have risen. I think they know they can be whatever they want to be with a little bit of support and hard work.
Fair Share's made a difference at a variety of levels. So in terms of project delivery, having a sustained level of funding, we've had funding from Fair Share for 6 years, As an organisation, that gives us confidence, and that confidence transmits to the beneficiaries. So you can't help somebody to build confidence and self-esteem if you don't have a degree of confidence yourself.
I was unemployed. I was sent here only because this location was nearer for job search than a job centre. I turned up here, not knowing what to expect, came for a CV, and ended up pursuing a new career, having all the support I needed and more, and found myself then able to support and continuing supporting till now. For me personally, I'd like to say that Signpost has been perhaps one of the biggest support structures. It's been an extra limb.
Me and 2 local mums wanted a park built. We filled in fundraising forms to which no end was in sight, till we started working with Tendring District Council, who helped us fill in fund forms to be granted a fund from Fair Share, which we were successful in gaining, but not only to build our park but to build us as people. We were sent on a lot of training courses, project management, law, charities, and we were given the tools and the power to go forward as mums, to work with people that we always felt below, people in suits, and really they worked with us and helped us just as much. I was then asked to join the panel and felt it was something I could give back, as they've given me so much. Since joining the panel, I've got myself back to work. I've also stood as a local councillor, and now I'm a school governor in a local primary school.
Every 2 or 3 years we have a funding crisis. It's all very dramatic and it's all very exciting, but it's not very sustainable. One of the initiatives of the Fair Share panel has been to appoint a voluntary sector development manager.
Coming from a business background, I could see there were issues with the charity sector who I suppose are now in a competitive market, and that's the vision that Fair Share had. We have developed a business plan. We have secured 80% of the funding we need for the next 3 years, so that's continuation funding after Fair Share. We've employed a replacement for myself. We appointed her very recently. She'll be taking over the West Clacton project. I will be looking to attend to the wider development of Signpost. So what Signpost now has is we now have a management capacity that is remote from service delivery. The vision that Fair Share had, I would say, has been fulfilled, and it was very forward thinking, because the organisations at the end of this project have raised significant amounts of lottery money from other grant foundations and sponsorships. So they're going into the next 3 to 5 years with very sustainable business plans, with significant amounts of money and new skills, and it's about developing those organisations, and they're now competing in the market with private sector businesses. I think we've moved away from the old style charity of 20 and 30 years ago of tin shaking, and it's about leaders having a very strategic vision for those organisations, and I'm pleased to say that those organisations are now going forward in the future in a very, very positive way, thanks to Fair Share.